come Monday, April 24th, more than 500,000 students and 100,000 staff members of the LA Unified will be off from school to commemorate the Armenian Genocide. This morning, Pilibos Armenian School in Hollywood is holding their own special event. Let's go to Cristy Fajardo. She's live there right now for a very solemn ceremony. Good morning to you, Cristy.
Yeah, good morning. As we speak, students here at Pilibos Armenian School are walking through and they are laying flowers down at this memorial. There is one like it in Armenia, and if they laid a flower down for every victim of the Armenian Genocide, there would be more than 1 million flowers. The Turkish government has long held that the deaths were a result of war, but historians pretty much all agree that it was the first genocide of the 20th century, and now the U.S. government has also officially recognized it. President Joe Biden officially recognizing it 2 years ago, thanks in part to memorials like the one you see here, the Armenian community coming out year after year to remember those who perished. And this morning we're joined by students here at Pilibos Armenian School who tell me that they are descendants of the survivors of that genocide. Good morning. What is your name?
Talar Sarkisian.
And tell me, what has your family told you about the Armenian Genocide and your ancestors?
So, unfortunately, my great-grandfather was a survivor of the Armenian Genocide, and him and his family reunited in Syria in approximately 1925, and eventually migrated to America and started a family here, and we've all attended Armenian schools and have raised our families and continued the traditions.
Thank you for sharing that. And your name?
My name is Panos Babahekyan.
And why are memorials like this so important?
Absolutely. So when we participate in events like this, for example, the commemoration of the Armenian Genocide, we do it not only for Armenia or Armenians, but for humans around the world. Because regardless of our race, color, creed, ethnicity, or religion, the common denominator in each and every one of us is the humanity within us. Today, as a school, we have decided to take a stance to fight for human rights around the world and to seek justice for unrecognized crimes against humanity.
Yes, and Hitler was quoted as saying that people didn't remember the Armenians, so they used that as a basis for the Holocaust, so it's very important to remember.
Absolutely, and as we know, history can repeat itself if we don't take action.
And your name?
Hi, my name is Kerem Kasparyan.
And I heard you saying that you felt it was not just a genocide of the Armenian people, but also of the culture. But 100 years later, the descendants of those survivors are here. What would you like our viewers to know about that?
Right, absolutely. In Armenian schools such as this, each and every day we strive to protect, nurture, and enrich our culture. Our culture is a part of our identity, and it's something that can and never will be taken away from us.
Thank you for your time. And your name?
Nare Dakasyan.
And one thing that has really struck me, every year I see the Armenian community really coming together, and even more than a century later, this was in 1915 and 1916, still commemorating this day. Why is it felt so strongly in the Armenian community?
Well, the Armenian community recognizes that unity is power, and as Armenians in the diaspora, we believe that it is our duty to our nation and to our people that we keep the flame of the Armenian spirit burning bright by passing it down to the younger generation, to the new generation, and by honoring our ancestors to ensure that their memory is never forgotten.
Well, thank you all so much for sharing your stories with us this morning. And again, LAUSD has also officially recognized Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day, so LAUSD students have Monday off. Live in Hollywood, I'm Cristy Fajardo. Let's send it back to you.
All right, Cristy, thank you so much for being there. Sandra, you were there last year, right?
Yeah.
And what I think is so significant of the LAUSD doing this, it's that when kids don't have school that day, it's an opportunity for them to talk about why they don't have school that day. So it's a moment to talk about the history, and this is a way to make sure this history is not forgotten.
Absolutely, and to remember where you're from, what happened to fellow students, and community members that we all live amongst and a part of, in this great community.
It's been really nice. I've gotten a lot of messages from schools that are non-Armenian schools saying that this year they're starting to do ceremonies and events to commemorate this day coming up on Monday. So thank you for that.